Hello, Internet. Good day. Great of you to be able to come and join us here again today. Dankie dat julle hier is. Groete, dag sê. That word waardeer. It is really appreciated. I've got two old friends with me here. Yeah, they are. They're old friends, long-time friends, and you know them. Bobby Earle, Robert Earle, inspirational character in his own right, and Manie Jansen, as I've called him before in the past, my psychologist. He's also an inspirational character in his own right. The two of these lads you saw a month or so ago, while we were chatting about a fellow flight engineer who had passed away and what they had done to arrange a very dignified ceremony for his ashes to be put away at the Bays Hill Air Force Memorial in Pretoria. So this is a bit of a follow-up, and also to keep a bit of focus on aging air crew that may need, not only air crew, I'm going to say Air Force folk that may need help, and the availability of a group of folk that are prepared to help and willing to pass the word around. But for now, I'm going to ask Manie. Manie, previous occasion, you told us you wouldn't be able to make it. And then the next thing, you sent me a photo from the Sunday before. You sent me a Saturday before. You sent me a photo from Bays Hill in Pretoria, from the Air Force Memorial, which I'll drop in here, the photo. And yeah, lo and behold, there was Manie. Okay, so I'm going to leave it to you. You can tell us how that took place and happened. And I do thank you both, gents, for consenting once again to come and join me for a bit of a chat and to spread some good news and good vibes.
Thanks, Vossie. Yeah, I wasn't intending going financially. It wasn't a good idea for me, not viable. I was saving for something else and I had a couple of bucks, but not enough to do this. And then a friend of mine came to me and said a week before that he was going to wanted to go for his brother's wedding on the 1st of August, and he couldn't afford to fly. It's just too expensive. So we threw our resources together, we pooled our resources, and we jumped in my bakkie, which is high mileage, but it's a really good nick. And we drove up. We left here the Friday morning early at about just after midnight. Got to Pretoria about 6:30, and dropped him off, met his brother. Pretoria changed a lot, and unfortunately become very dirty, but that's besides the point. And I went through to my uncle's place, who's my godfather, that was one of the reasons I wanted to go up as well, besides to say goodbye to DJ, was my uncle has developed dementia. He's turning 87 this year. He's my father's only remaining brother out of 6. And so yeah, it was good. I spent quality time with him on the weekend. I went to the SWAT Corps to the Air Force Museum Flying Day, which was great. Saw the LO2, LO3, a couple of spammies, a couple of converters, the ones that convert fuel into noise. And walked around and met some tremendous guys that I've met on the internet, Air Force guys on Air Force groups, and when they heard I was going to be there, they pitched up, which was quite nice. Jacques Niemand, I must mention him. He was a retired colonel, but a fantastic guy, and he had his grandson with him. It was nice. I met them, had a cup of coffee and chatted, and then a mate of mine, Leland Walker, aka Johnny Walker. We did flight sergeant's course together in 86 or 87. And he came through, made a special effort. And a lot of guys that I met there I knew from seeing and hadn't spoken to a long time. And we actually went up to the Air Force Museum's hangar and chatted to guys there, which was quite nice. And then from there, I went to the Bays Hill Memorial to see what it looked like. And I was very, very pleasantly surprised. It is in fantastic condition. It's clean, it's neat. That obviously had some function there. There were a lot of flowers still in the memorial itself from different embassies and so on. I don't know. I didn't stop to read it, but I just signed the guest book. But it was really clean and neat, and the grounds were nicely kept. The trees are trimmed, and even the roads weren't dusty. It was just such a refreshing sight to see this place that's so well kept and so well maintained. Anyway, then I went to the Voortrekker Museum. And I actually went to the memorial wall there where all the Air Force, where all the bush war guys are, and spent a bit of time there. I met a guy there that we're trying to find some details of a contact that he was in and who the pilots were. But so far, not with a lot of success because I think the guys have passed on or they're maybe out of the country, but we'll keep on hammering at that. Spent quality time with my uncle again on the Saturday evening, and then on the Sunday I went to Johnny Beerkus's Moth Shallow meeting at it's called Cold Box Mark II Shallow. As I've explained to you before, all the shallows are named after something else, independent things, and it was a good quality meeting. It was nice. Some met guys there I haven't seen for a long time as well. All ex-Air Force, and Suzette Avis is there. George is also a member, but he's overseas at the moment, flying overseas in Indonesia somewhere. It was just a really great Sunday, and then the evening I went to spend with some friends of my wife's that I've met over a period of time, and I stepped over there close to Swartkops, and then I went to the memorial on Monday morning where I saw Bobby, and we had the biggest hug we had in a long time, because when Bobby said, "Are you coming up?" and I said, "Well, I see you. I'm going to give you a Murwa hug," and we did. We had a Murwa hug against the wall. It was fantastic to see the guy, and I flipped the Tron. I'll be honest with you, it was very emotional, and not just to see Bobby, but to see the other engineers as well, and it was like I hadn't seen them for a day or two. He was, hey, Ronnie, how are you? But yes, you haven't seen you for a while. Are you well? That type of thing. It wasn't like, yes, where have you been all the years? It was just such a warm, awesome, honest welcome. It was really, really nice. And met DJ's daughter, lovely girl, pretty girl, very nice, well-mannered girl. Obviously after the service which Bobby conducted, and I must compliment him, it was good. It was good for him to bring the Lord into it, because I think the Lord works in strange ways. But then from there we went out to Cold Box Mark II, and we had a couple of goodbye drinks on DJ, and it was nice, and really enjoyed it. My friend went with me to the memorial and to the sort of after party, if you want to call it that, at the Shallow, and he was really impressed. He said, "Geez, you guys are such a great group of guys that actually organizes, isn't it?" And I was inspired by what we did and what Bobby did. It was really great, and I hope that other engineers who see this can realize that there's so much potential to actually help each other. There are various funds all over the world, but we should just keep on plugging at this. And if each guy just puts in 100 Rand a month or 200 Rand a month, whatever you can afford, and grow this thing, at some stage someone's going to be in trouble and someone's going to need help, and then we're going to have the funds, which is great. But yeah, okay. And then we left there on some Monday afternoon, drove down to Ventersburg after the memorial service. Stayed with Speedy or de Kock on his farm outside Ventersburg, also ex-engineer, as you know. I think he was on your course with you, Vossie. And we had a great time. Had a lovely braai with him and his lady. Her name's Hanley. Nice people, good people. Real rechte Vrystaatse plaasmense. Fantastic. Had a great braai, as I said. And then we left the next morning. Haven't had cold like that for a while. It was minus 3.5, and the frost was on the grass. And I thought I was walking on gravel. It was actually ice. And then we drove back to Cape Town. Got here on Tuesday evening, and it was fantastic. We had a great drive. The car behaved itself impeccably. We drove well together, my mate and I. But the whole weekend just left a good feeling, in the bottom of my heart. Warm gevoel. It was just lekker. It was a good weekend. It was, I think, a well-deserved break for myself and my mate. But the fact that I'd been there and seen Bobby and the other guys, Thea Munro and Suzette Davis and Johnny Beerkus, Henk Pretorius, fella from 28 Squadron, Colonel Steenkamp. It was just great. It was just a great trip, and I don't want to waffle too much about it. I really enjoyed it. It was worth the effort and worth the money. And I'm going to hand over to Bobby now, because Bobby did all the arrangements, did the service, and he was the absolute star. I'm not going to say star of the show, but he was a star for organizing everything, and it just went down so well and so smoothly. Congratulations to him, and well done. But yeah, over to Bobby.
Okay, thanks, Manie. Yeah, firstly, thank you for the effort of coming up to Pretoria. I know Robertson is not around the corner. It's quite a distance, but you made the effort, and it's like you say, when we saw each other in that hug, that promised hug, time is totally irrelevant. Whether we saw each other 10 years ago, 10 weeks, or 45 years ago, it's like we saw each other last week, and that's a fact. That'll never change. That has never changed. It will never change. And that's the magic behind it. But anyway, yeah, coming to the memorial, as I said, what a beautiful old memorial it is. No matter from which angle, from which view, of which height you look at it, it just stays. It's got that magic to it. And it was such a beautiful day. We were so blessed with a lovely day, blue sky, the typical African blue sky, sunshine, slight little breeze. And then, of course, that magic view from the memorial, from the wall down over Swartkop there in the valley. What a sight. What a sight. And also knowing it's the oldest active Air Force base in the world, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
That makes it special. That makes it all makes it all special, you know. And yes, the people that pitched up there, the turnout was good. I was surprised, and but it was pleasant. Just to come back to organizing the whole thing, which you initiated the fundraising, and I have to say we covered the amount in record time via collections and EFTs and what have you. And it was so magic to have been able to afterwards to pay, you know, DJ's daughter for the cost they went through, and especially Chad, the guy who looked after DJ. And yeah, the service, I made notes, like we all do at this age. The memory doesn't function so good anymore. And if I had to hold that note in front of me and read it off, it would have been 5 minutes. But I think the whole thing took about 20 minutes because I get carried away. And as like you say, it doesn't take much to put a tear in my eye these days. I've become a real old sentimental sod. But you know, that's what it's about. And to see the people that pitched up, the crew, pilots from 28 Squadron, you just mentioned, the Harvey Steenkamp, Spoffie. I saw him last when I worked on VIP movements in Easterplaat in beginning of 1977. And we recognized each other immediately. You know, it just like took off from there. I mean, it's like 45, 46 years ago. Incredible. And yeah, just to Mandy took the video of the whole service. But, you know, it was so cool. I just spoke out of my heart. All I had to say about DJ on the notes were probably all naughty things, you know, all mischievous things. And you know, having lived next to DJ as a neighbor for some of the strange reason for many, many years, I also got to know the deeper and the more serious DJ, the real person, not the Stoutgat flight engineer. And that wasn't in my notes. That came from my heart. And so yeah, it was great. It was great for me to hold it, to have the talk, and to do a little bit of service, so to speak, some Bible reading and some prayer, and you know, just to bless everybody that was there, especially his daughter, who was absolutely thrilled to attend when I invited her I asked if she'd mind putting the ash in the niche of her dad. You know, I think it was such an honor to her. She said to me, jy sal nooit weet wat dit vir my beteken nie. So these kind of things makes it so special. You know, it's something that's going to stay with her forever. And afterwards, when I repaid her for the cost of the cremation and so on, she said to me she's going to buy herself something special that she'll remember this day for the rest of her life. And I said, well, that's the whole idea. And and she wasn't going to come to the callbacks afterwards. She said to me, they'll come to the service at the memorial, but they're going to have to leave afterwards. And I said, no pressure. Thank you for coming. But at the memorial, she changed her mind. She said, no, we're going to join you. And that was great.
Yeah, fantastic.
And she met all of us there, and she got then she really got to know us. what we are. We weren't strangers anymore by the time she left, you know, and we'll be old toppies. And I said to her, you must have felt strange in all these old toppies. And she said, you know, it's all you old toppies that made the day so special. And I'll never forget it. So, yeah, magic moments, absolute magic moments. And I have to say also, while Manie took the video, in fact, I only heard afterwards by Suzette, George and them are watching live stream
That's
at
right.
33,000 feet in a Flossie somewhere.
I knew that. Fantastic, eh? So, fantastic.
That was great, you know, so thank you, technology. Yeah, and it was so nice, and it was also, she felt very honored also to put her dad's niece, ashes in her niche, and to stand back and give me a hug, and it was special moments. So yeah, the whole thing took, like I say, about 20 minutes of video, and then of course the get together afterwards in the moth hole, the shell hole there, and just like a care and catching up. And as you say, old faces, as I mentioned, old Theo joined Air Force with me. And yeah, it's kind of strange. And 2 years ago, even I were together on another guy, another friend from Bloom died, old Chimpy Fourie, and you know, we always leave these places and think who's going to be next, you know. Could be one of us, could be myself, it could be you. We just don't know. So use every second. And again, that's a magic of the technology these days. You know, we can keep in contact like now. We can see each other, but it's not the same as that hug. That hug makes it all. You know, that personal touch, just to feel you, see you, hear you, smell you in front of me. That's what makes it all. And that's basically it. And I just have to, again, I'd like to use this opportunity to thank everybody that donated. I mean, the money came in fast and furious, and we cover the costs in no time. A couple of rand over. I also bought the daughter a nice bouquet of flowers, which I sent to her. That's before she even met any of us. But I thought, well, let me start off like that, you know, and to show her this is what we are, this is who we are. It's not just, hello, you're the daughter, you know, we'd like to invite you. It's just the right thing to do, you know. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
To do it in a compassionate way, you know, in a brotherly and an honest way. And I think before she even arrived there, she must have had an inkling of who and what, you know, we are. She said to me even afterwards at the shallow, when I said to her that, you know, it must have been a boarding event with this bunch of old toppies. And she said, you know, it's you old toppies that made the day so special for me. And now I know you. Now I know it's Air Force about. I know what's the flight engineer brotherhood about. And also when I said to her afterwards, the niche is now closed up, I said, that's now yours for life. We know out of it. We arranged it, and it's beautiful that you came and volunteered to put the ash in. But the niche is now yours for life. And she was really touched. She was really touched, and she even got emotional when she gave me out. So,
well, you know, Bobby, I think when you do something like this, and my 5 cents were thrown in as well, just along with those other people, but the bulk of the credit must go to you. But when you do something like this, it just makes you realize that life is so short, and you know, if you can roll a stone out of someone's way and you can make the path easier for them, then do it. Like we chatted earlier on the internet before, see that there are so many people out there that might be in need, and we have this fund that you've got going, which is now fairly low, but I think still that we should continue with it. And you know, if the guys would just pledge 50, 100, 200 in a month, if they can afford it, whatever they can afford, and there now we've proven, and I think there might have been a bit of skepticism before, but we've proven that people have donated and the money was used. It wasn't going for any personal gain for anybody. No one's scored out of this. So now the transparency is there, and And I think now maybe guys will contribute more so. But I think it's a good thing because tomorrow it could be you, it could be someone else. As you said earlier, we don't know. We don't know when our line is being drawn in the sand, and we don't know what tomorrow might bring. And I know there are many funds, and I know the 3-2 battalion guys, as Vossie mentioned earlier, has got this wheelchair fund. But this fund of ours is not physical stuff, but it's stuff you can't put your hand on. You know, someone is in trouble, they pass away, their family are in trouble. And even if it means a bus ticket from Timbuktu to Pretoria to the service, or the cost of electricity for the house because they can't even afford to get dressed in the dark type of thing.
Correct.
Whatever, you know. But I think we need to continue this. And there are so many. I mean, just on our WhatsApp group, there's over 100 flight engineers. And yeah, you said that the money came in thick and fast. A lot of guys didn't even put their names on to get credit. It was just spontaneous and it was from the heart.
That's right.
But I feel that the guys should stand together and we should continue with this thing. And I think it's a really, really good thing. And that's the good that came out of it for me. It was just fantastic to see the guys and to see the brotherhood again, like you said, Theo and Henk and Uncle Kenny. And like I always say, he's like a good red wine. He just gets better with age. And he's a lovely person as well. And irrespective of how senior you were in the pecking order as a flight engineer, there's that respect, that brotherhood, and it was absolutely fantastic. You know, I'm privileged to be a part of that.
Also, not just between the engineers, and you know, Harvey and a spot from, you know, the colonels, both colonels, Vossie, pilots, them. Because Harvey phoned me and he asked me, he said, "Can't you please post it on the 28 Squadron group? We really like to attend." And then he also had his own stories about old DJ in Yasville, and which one of it he told me afterwards in the shallow. He said, "You know, when you land on Danks where the dump site used to be, every time you land there, the first thing you run to the dump site, see what you could score. You know, somebody chucked something in there." And DJ came running back with this sloppy thing in his hand. And he said, "Look, it's just somebody's blundered at him. And you can see it wasn't really used, though." Something stupid like this. I said, trust DJ, you know.
One of a kind, eh?
But it was really, really good, man. And they get together afterwards. There's, you know, when you mentioned old Kenny, also, man, he's such an icon already. I think a lot of the youngsters don't even know who's Kenny or who Kenny was, you know. And he's, like I mentioned earlier, he must be 72 or 3 now, and he's still active. He still goes to work every morning at Warbirds in Ward, putting choppers together, service, you know, maintain these things. And he said to me, "There's no ways he'll stop. Why must he stop? You know, why must he stop working? He loves it." And he'll probably die. He'll probably die in the hangar one day.
I think Kenny's one of those guys that from when I knew him, and I was a very young engineer, junior engineer in 82, 83, was my Puma was already on the bush. When Kenny spoke, he commanded respect because he didn't have to speak loud. He just spoke casually, neatly, nicely, and you respected the man. And I was flying at 17 Squadron in the late 1990s, and Kenny was going to go on pension, and he said, "When I go on pension, it's going to be the last time I'm going to shave or cut my hair." And he's still true to his word.
He kept his word.
When you see that drawing of old man time, I see Kenny, long beard and a long grey hair. But he's still a great person.
If you shoot Kenny now, see him in the street with rolled up jeans and a t-shirt, he'll look like a hobo. You know, you'll probably pass him a quick tenner through the window as you pass him. That's really what he looks like. But as you say, quietly, soft-spoken, but he just demands and commands respect. Soft-spoken, heart of gold. Just one of those like iconic people. One of the last, eh? One of the last.
Yeah. No, he's a great guy. And I had the privilege of meeting his wife a couple of years, over 20 years ago. And she's also a fantastic person. Her name just stuck in my head. You know, I'm terrible with names. I meet people, and 3 days later I see him say, "What was your name again?" Or I call him Butch because I know he knows I've forgotten his name, and so have I.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kenny's wife, Zana, what a fantastic lady. I mean, I met her once or twice, and the name stuck. But they make such a great couple, and they complement each other. And I think that's why their marriage has been such a strong, long-lasting marriage as well.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Just to come back to the fundraising again. Yeah, I'm going to try and get this thing, you know, off the ground, and I've got some other charity cases that I'm busy with at the moment, which takes up my time. But as soon as I have a gap, I'm going to try and get this thing getting off the ground, but on a permanent basis and a committed basis. You know, even if somebody tells me I can give you $20 a month, no questions asked, and I know I'll get 20 Rand every month. And it sounds like nothing now, but if 10 or 20 people give me $20 a month, and over 2 years, there's not enough money, like you said, to pay somebody's utility bills, or give them a tank of petrol or a bus ticket, or whatever, you know, help me out for the month for some groceries. And to us, it won't mean much, but to them, it's a manna from heaven, you know.
Amen.
And I'll do it regularly to just see the appreciation on the people's faces. You know, it just makes it worth every minute of effort that I put into it. It's just so magic, you know. And there's an evangelist in America. I don't know if you guys know her. She's called Joyce Meyer. Very, very popular lady. But she said once, she said, no matter how down you feel, despondent, heartbroken, sad, demoralized, you name it, just go and help somebody else. It'll kill all those emotions. You'll come back into your place, you'll be happy. Just go and help somebody. You know, and that is the truth. That really works.
You know, Bobby, I got a text message this morning from someone else, and I copied it and I put it onto another group, and someone came back to me and said, "Geez, thanks for posting that. I needed to read that." Was that it said, and I hope I say this right now correctly. It says, you know, to trust in God when things are going well, that's easy. But to trust in God when things are not going so well, there is faith, and we need to have more faith in God and in each other.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's it.
Yeah. So that about wraps it all. I think far better than any of us expected. As I say, everything just played with and played together and came together, and you know, every puzzle piece fell into place on that day. And I think it was a magic send-off we gave LDJ as we planned. That was the whole idea. And thank you again to everybody involved, concerned, helpful, and attended, and even donated. I mean, people that had no connection of flight engineers, they just donated, like at one buddy of yours, I think. You know,
nice. Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, but I'll keep the group updated at the later stage, Vossie, when I start this thing and how it's going and all that. But yeah, there are a lot of, I know living here next to me, well, not far from me. He's now busy also deteriorating big time, Motor van Rensburg. And he's an guy that needs help, possibly. But he's also stuck in a bad situation, and I just can't figure out how to get him out of that. But again, it'll come. It'll happen.
From above.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But lastly, thank you again to you, Manie, for initiating this thing. I don't care if you didn't lift a finger. Your whole idea turned into this fantastic day. And yeah, from my heart, thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. The Lord works in mysterious ways, so maybe that's why we know each other.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Vossie.
Gentlemen, I've got to say, I sat here quietly thinking, and yeah, it's terrific to be able to do something like this and to give back something. In my little way, I'm giving back by being involved with Legacy Conversations channel. And yes, come and talk to us, please, folk. Come and talk. A little while ago, when we did the first program talking about what was being planned by Manie and Rob, we mentioned that we'd like to talk about anecdotes. Flight engineers, come tell your stories. Even if it's 10, 15 minutes, we can put together a nice video for the other guys to enjoy. But from this point of view, I was reminded of also, life is not an easy thing. Before we left for Ireland many, many years ago, we went through a difficult time, and there were other folk that helped us as a family. The groceries arrived, things like this. So being part of this for me allows now to be able to give back in a way. Yes, I'd love to be able to be part of the monthly donation point, but spreading the word for me now means I can be part of your community collectively, you guys in South Africa. I can be part of that to help. If there's a need arising, we can all get together as you guys have. And as Manie has said, it comes from above. The help comes from above. We just have to have the faith that it's going to come from above. And as Rob mentioned there about if you're down, if you're feeling, I have not been in a good place the last few days. Life is in the way. But by the time this is finished, I'm in a good place. Thank you, gents, because you made me laugh. Lovely. You made me realize that there's always something. There's always somebody worse off than you are. There's always somebody in more need than what you are. And as Rob, as you said, what that evangelist lady said, go and help somebody else, and soon all your bad feelings. So I'm taking this collective, this video that we're putting together, I'm taking as helping, and that's why I feel substantially better. And before I go, I have to say I wasted these two lads' time. We had them chatting for about 25 minutes before I realized I didn't need the record button. So yeah, we all do it. So thank you immensely much, and thank you. And after we say cheers here, and after the just before the credits at the end run, the Legacy Conversation credits, sorry, just after that, I'm going to put Rob's videos and also some of the photos that haven't been used already in this video. And once again, I'm going to say thank you. And once again, I'm going to say the good Lord is using you guys to bring positivity and joy and laughter and to spread the faith. Thank you, gentlemen. It is much appreciated. And yes, Rob, we'll get together once a month type of thing like this, and you can give us more news. And Manie, you can tell us one or two of your anecdotes from the Cape side, and blah, 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 blah. We can have fun like this. And I'm sure our Air Force colleagues and buddies and others, non-flying crew and whoever, Air Force buddies, will appreciate seeing and being updated to see what's going on in other people's lives. Positive input. Thank you, gentlemen.
The flight engineers have got two problems these days, especially our age. First of all, they're IT illiterate. That's the first problem. Some of these folks can't even use a keyboard. and secondly, they haragat. They don't want to look at a camera, and because of something foreign to them. It's a strange. But just till you've done it the first time, and then you see how easy it becomes. So we need to spread these things amongst the other guys, and put it on the groups and get them to invite them and tell them it's not the nightmare that you think it is, or the nerve-wracking thing. And if you feel like it, have a dop before you talk.
If you encourage us to have a top, that'll get them going.
I tell you what, though. I tell you what, Bobby, you got the order wrong there. Start with Aragat.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah,
They
true.
are Aragat.
True. Yeah, no, true.
I don't believe in this flight engineers illiteracy poo-poo, because they could get an Allo started if that starting cycle didn't work. They knew how to jippo that.
We see that's mechanical. It's not this digital stuff.
No, that little
Right.
box there, that little box that used to shock the shit out of you if you touched the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That little box.
No, but Vossie,
They handle that.
the solution
Relay
there, the solution there was the bigger the problem, the bigger the spanner.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but
Right up to a mallet.
yes, and sometimes not even the soft-faced mallet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You worry about the dents and the paintwork afterwards.
Manie, thank you for taking the trip up and sending me photos. You, Rob, and Mandy, and Anne-Marie too, there for allowing you to go. Manie, it's much appreciated. You guys, the effort that you guys are putting in, I do really, really appreciate it. And I think the other guys, maybe the Aragat will stop a little bit now when they see, and also realize that you two can't be the only two guys doing this all. There must be others to get involved. My quiet guys that stay very quiet there in the background. You've mentioned some of the names today. Let them get involved occasionally. A lot of them they're not shy. They're not shy. A lot of those lads that you mentioned, but maybe there's another day.
They just need that first brandy. That's all.
Ja, brandewyn maak my soos 'n Indiaan. Ek wil net
and then you can't shut them up.
Yes.
Anyway.
All right, okay, Manie.
Manie,
take care, you guys.
And all of you out there, I thank you very, very much. And until we chat again, remember behind us, there's more video. Manie's gone dark. Robert, you're going to switch your light off and also go dark before I say bye-bye to everybody. Cheers, everybody. Much appreciated. Until we talk again, God bless.
Kom ons hier is. Toe DJ oorlede is, toe het 'n Manie my gekontak en ons was net bang dat DJ se legacy sou verlore gaan. Ons weer die familie te private diensie gehad, maar ek en Manie het so gepraat en maar net besluit ons wil graag die lugmag goed. Ons moet daar ook 'n input hê en doen vrou DJ, want wie ken nie vir DJ de Kock nie. En so vreeslik dankie. En dan ek het begin by die verrigting. Eerstens het ons innige meegevoel vir DJ se naaste bestaandes, waarvoor nou eers ek veral eers leer ken het. En wat 'n plesier om julle te ontmoet. Francis, dankie dat jy jou familie verteenwoordig vanoggend. En ek waardeer dit baie vir al die waans pakkers en sy opelle. Jou pa kom toe baie sê, finaal. Ek gaan so Afrikaans, Engels die mekaar praat as julle okay is daarmee. En die rede is maar net omdat ek kan nie een van die twee ordente praat nie, so ek mix hulle maar. En maar ek is seker julle sal die gist of the story kry en uitmaak waarvan ek praat. A big thank you to all the chopper manne that could make it, as well as his 28 Squadron colleagues. We truly appreciate your presence here today. And although you're slightly outnumbered the 28 Squad guys, don't feel offended. Everybody who ever went to the bush war, you were the most loved guys, because you were the guys that brought us all back home to our loved ones, even those in the coffins. Thank you very, very much. And then I'd also like to extend, I don't know if Chad is here yet. He's not here yet. Kom maar. Sal ons bietjie wag tot Chad hier is. Chad, are you here, my man? Okay, and also I'd like to extend a very, very special thanks to a humble civvy by the name of Chad, who inherited DJ a few years ago, took him under his wing and cared for him in every aspect, not because it was expected of him, but because this was a man with a passion and a heart of gold. Couldn't have been easy, Chad. So I think at the time DJ's health had also started deteriorating already. So Chad, you did a wonderful job, and words fail me to express my gratitude for what you've done for DJ. And may God bless you, young man. We really appreciate it. En as ek het graag begin met 'n bietjie Bybellesing en gebed as julle in omgewing. Ek gaan lees 2 Korintiërs 12. Ou Paulus in die Bybel het ook maar gesukkel en het ook maar al sy eie probleme gehad, soos ons almal maar nou sit daar. 'n doring is vir my in die vlees gegee, sodat ek nie groot kop sou kry oor die uitermate grootheid van die openbaringe nie. 'n boodskapper van die teenstander om my met die vuist te slaan, sodat ek nie groot kop sou kry oor die uitermate grootheid van die openbaringe nie. 'n boodskapper van hieroor het ek 3 maal van my meester gevra om dit vir my weg te vat. En hy het net vir my gesê, my onverdiende guns en genade is vir jou genoeg. Want my wonderwerkende krag word in swakheid volmaak gemaak. Ek sal daarom met blydskap in my swakhede roem, sodat die krag van die gesalfde een op my kan rus. As gevolg hiervan verbly ek my in lyding, hartseer, verdriet, beledigings, beproewings, vervolgelinge en 'n gevangenskap om die persoon van die gesalfde een sal dawe. Want as ek swak is, dan is ek sterk. En net soos ook Paulus en baie van ons ouens hierso, het ou DJ ook maar sy probleme gehad, sy hartseer, vrees, verwyd ensovoorts, wat vir hom vir 'n lang tyd dorings in sy vlees was. En met Jesus se genade is dit alles uitgetrek, onttrek en hy het hom kom verlos. Maar vandag los ou DJ weer dorings in ons vlees met sy afsterwe en die leemte wat hy gaan los en al klaar gelaat het. Wonderlike mens gewees. En ek klink miskien 'n bietjie biased, maar ek ken nou DJ baie goed, soos seker 'n hele paar van julle in elk geval. En ons elke wat 'n kok gaan mis, gaan ook dan met ons eie dorings in die vlees op ons eie manier moet deel, om daarvan ontslae te raak. En dan, as dit vir ons hoofde kan buig in 'n gebed sê, ons Hemelse Vader, ons wil eerstens dank vir die wonderlike dag en ons gesondheid. Dan 'n groot dankie dat U ons die geleentheid gegee het om finale afskeid te kan neem van ou DJ. Thank you for your presence, and we ask for your comfort and your peace to embrace us all on this beautiful day. Although every such event is always sad, we can also rejoice in the knowledge that your indescribable and unimaginable love has always been and always be unconditional. I pray that you will touch and bless every person present here today and show us every day how to deal with the thorns in our own flesh. We ask and pray all this in your beautiful name, Lord Jesus. Amen. Ek nou 'n paar woorde uit my hart uit, so ek ken nou DJ goed, seker of ons het lang jare saam spandeer op Bloemfontein in die lugmag, saam by basis gebly. En veral ek en Johnny en Piet Nel, man op saam gebly het. En vir een of ander onverklaarbare rede het ek en Johnny en DJ, ons was altyd bure op een of ander manier. In die ou potlaks op die basis, die wat die ou potlaks nog kan onthou, en dan in 'n nuwe gedeelte van wat eers Hertzogpark was toe later vernoem is na die seker beste hoof van die lugmag, Bob Rogers. En ja, ons het altyd of langs mekaar, of oorkant mekaar, of agter mekaar gebly, maar bure was ons altyd. En dus moes mekaar so verskriklik goed ken, en mekaar se families en kinders en vrouens van daai tyd. Manie, de Kock, DJ, Kedok, Saaj, waar begin ou? En ek dink die beste plek is maar om te begin, plek waar ons vriendskap begin het. Begin die 77 toe ek my kursus voltooi het op Bloemspruit, die laaste fase. Jy was my senior, my leermeester, my buurman, my ou kollega, vliegbuddy, servicing buddy, braai buddy, pub en party partner, pinball partner, siekverlof partner. Net om 'n paar te noem, en so gaan die lys aan. Maar boonbehalwe alles dit, was jy vir my en vir baie van ons hierso 'n baie groot vriend. Altyd vriendelik, behulpsaam, kwaad gewees met net so groot smile. Altyd vol grappe. Selfs die tye wat jy uitgevang is as jy droog gemaak het. En ek moet net lag altyd met daai gesig, met daai verontwaardige en onskuldige gesig, nog voor hy 'n woord gesê het. En jy was altyd 'n nederige, maar ook uitstekende, ernstige en 'n professionele chopper en 'n Vossie Flight Engineer. Stout, snaaks, stupid, bietjie strandbytye, maar dis DJ. Hoe kan ek ooit jou love maar bekende woorde vergeet? As ons ergens heen gery het, en jy beveel elke rooi verkeerslig voor ons. As ek sê gaan groen, dan gaan jy groen, gaan groen, nou. Die wat DJ sal ken, sal weet waarvan ek praat, met sy gebrei. En ja, as gevolg van hom, doen ek het nog steeds, jou skurk, slegte gewoonte, jou skuld. Jou menige en bekende backflips, op ons flight engineers naweke weg elke jaar. Hoe jy het altyd reg gekry het, na 'n paar biere kon ek nog nooit uitfigure nie. Dalk was dit juist die paar biere waar die magic was. Dan weet nie. Die tye toe die kaalvoet oor rooi, gloeiende kole van 'n braai geloop het. Hy's man van staal. Ek weet ek van die keer toe jy Jutie van 'n braai, my supervise met 'n mine rotary change op by Allo en Bloem. En toe die skader tegniese offisier verby hom loop, en sê, hoekom supervise jy nie die Jutie nie? En jou respons, maar kaptein, jy kan maar sien ek supervise hom. En dit terwyl hy op sy rug in 'n kruiwag gelê het. Maar ter verdediging van hom, het hom daarom op sy rang genoem. So, goed so. Ja, ons was 'n baie stout kombinasie op Bloemspruit geweet, op ons ou kraat. En soveel keer erger, al die keer as Johnny Bekes en of jy as wiel saam was, word saam gereeld probeer met pap in een aand se tyd leeg te drink. Ook met Johnny se hulp natuurlik. Dankie Johnny. Way back in the early 20s, some 46 years ago, we not only thought but believed we were the strongest, the bravest, And of course, totally invincible at that time. Before the war really took off, we started losing friends. The long time we spent together on sick leave in my old potluck, drinking and laughing like two lunatics all day long for months and months on end. Me recovering from my crash, DJ from his motorcycle accident. That was quite funny. And yeah, my kidneys are still good. So all young, fun, stupid, irresponsible qualities. But our friendship, as with many of my old friends here, lasted and stood the test of time. So did the memories, both good and bad. Then we grew up and had to face more curveballs life threw at us. And there's a reason for all my silly references to the alcohol-related incidents and accidents, because there's a message in it for you later, for all of us later on. I was always under the impression, stupid impression, that alcohol was needed as a glue to keep friendships together. But for myself, having had a problem with a drink, I prayed for many, many years. Jesus saved me from the stagger juice, and only then did I realize that alcohol is not needed for genuine and sincere and honest and true friendships that comes from the heart. My battle with the drink demon was then over after it almost destroyed my own life, my marriage, my SAAF career. Maar die DJ het 'n moeilike tyd gevoer na sy lugmagjare en die lewe het hom hard geslaan op klomp gebiede en op klomp vlakke. En natuurlik die greep van die slingersous wat 'n probleem was, soos dit was met my. En ek persoonlik ken die krag en die mag van daai greep van die ou drankies. And of course, life's problems and loneliness also contributed to a lot of DJ struggles. Ek het elke dag vir my ou vriend gebid dat Jesus ons sal red van die drank en die lewe vir hom 'n bietjie gemakliker maak en hom help met sy eie demons en sy eie probleme, soos met ook Paulus in die Bybel wat ons gelees het. En selfs tot die aand voor sy afsterwe. Ek was besig om te duik by Koos en ek het daai selfde aand nog gebid vir DJ. Volgende dag toe ek terugkom van die duik af, te kry ek die boodskap, hy is nie met ons meer nie. Groot skok gewees. En ja, hy het my seker so 3 weke voor ek gaan duik het, toe bel hy my die blou tyd en dag. Praat ons, toe sê ek om DJ, ek beloof jou, nou bietjie besig, as ek terugkom van die duik af, kom ek vir jou kuier. Dit is 'n belofte. En nou ja, van uitstel kom afstel. Of soos in hierdie geval, die dood, wat nie aangenaam is nie. En dan gedurende my gesprekke en WhatsApp met Francis, wonderlike mens, sy my ingelig tot 'n hele paar maande voor sy afsterwe, dat hy nog vir haar gesê eendag, hy is verskriklik bang vir die dood, want hy is nog nie reg nie. En kort voor sy afsterwe, ek het die mis het nie, Francis, korrigeer my maar as verkeerd is, weer met 'n lang gesprek, toe sê hy vir haar, hy was nog nooit so naby aan Jesus, soos hy was op daai oomblik nie. En ek het so net geweet, ons almal se gebede en almal se gebid het vir hom, was verhoor. Hy het hom kom red, hy het die dorings uit die vlees kom haal, en toe vat hy hom huis toe. En die message waarna ek vroeër verwys het, is eenvoudig maar kragtig, ongeag hoe groot 'n probleem, hoe lank 'n probleem aanhou. Jesus sal altyd ons gebede verhoor, as ons in geloof bid, en aanhou bid en aanhou glo, en op die regte tyd. al lyk dit baie keer vir ons of dit te laat is. Hy kom nooit te vroeg of nooit te laat nie. Lazarus had been dead and entombed for 4 days already before Jesus got to him, just to raise him, restore him to full health and totally healed. I'm fully convinced that Jesus got to DJ in time, then healed and saved him as well. Even though some of us, I was one, thought it might have been too late, until I got this lovely message from Francis of his last chat about this topic. And I'm not here to preach, I'm not a pastor or anything. I just feel I need to speak about this. So forgive me for that. Die volgende was DJ se favorite Bybelvers wat ons ook op sy steen aangebring het. Francis my gesê het: wees nie bevrees nie, want ek is met jou. Kyk nie angstig rond nie, want ek is jou God. Ek versterk jou, ook help ek jou, ook ondersteun ek jou met my reddende regterhand. En dis maar my woordjies oor 'n DJ, as daar iemand is wat nog iets te sê wil hê, of iets graag wil noem, as wil julle ouens wat hom goed geken het, 'n paar oomblikke gee. Okay, niemand nie right. Okay, ek gaan nou vir Francis vra maar pa se assies in die nissie toe kom sit hier by ons. En dan kan ons terselfde tyd so in stilte net sê: vaarwel ons vriend en brother in arms, tot ons weer ontmoet. Vlieg nou in vrede, ou grote. Dankie, Francis. En ek kan nou graag afsluit met 'n persoonlike weergawe, seker unauthorized, unethical, illegal, I don't care, van ons ou chopper song. En die fetching manne, lights folded, wings folded, viewed in the same light, guys. Oh DJ, we flew the skies together. Oh DJ, facing all of life's strange weather. Now your blades are folded over, and your flying days are over. Rest in peace, old friend of mine. En dankie weer eens vir almal wat die moeite gedoen het om hier toe kom wees. Dat ons vir DJ daarom spesiale Air Force SAAF chopper Vossie kon sê. En Francis, mag Jesus jou en jou gesin altyd wil harte vol met mooi en goeie memories van jou pa. Hy was 'n karakter, eister, and one of a kind, make no mistake. En dan gaan ons vriende aan die ander kant gaan nou die steen net vir ons vas sement. Die wat wil bly en net foto's neem daarvan, wees welkom. En as almal klaar is, dan gaan ons motvriende vra hierso, om ons Johnny miskien sy bike voor om ons te escort na die mathol toe. Want ek dink 3/4 van ons het nie idee om uit te kom nie. Ek het die idee waar het is, maar dit is ook al. So as julle allemaal happy is daarmee asseblief. En oké, dankie weer eens hoor. En dan sal ek afsluit die minuut met die Word of Remembrance. En dan drink ons op die DJ en sê goodbye vir hom. Dat is dan die final. We gaan maar net ons hoofd te buig vir 'n minuut en dan sal ek afsluit.